America, a land of opportunity, but also a land steeped in shadowy tales and chilling folklore. Among the most disturbing of these are the terrifying accounts of the Bell Witch of Tennessee and the Wendigo, a creature born of hunger and despair. Tonight, we dive into the darkness and unravel these blood-curdling legends. Our first tale begins in the early 19th century in Adams, Tennessee with the Bell family. What started as a peaceful life on a small farm quickly turned into a waking nightmare. The Bell Witch legend is not just a ghost story, it's a documented account of torment and terror that still haunts the area to this day. In 1817, John Bell encountered a strange creature in his cornfield. It had the body of a dog and the head of a rabbit. He shot at it, but the creature vanished. This was only the beginning of the nightmare. Soon, the family began hearing scratching noises on the walls of their cabin, followed by faint whispers that grew louder over time. The spirit became known as the Bell Witch. It targeted the entire family, but especially John Bell and his youngest daughter, Betsy. Objects were thrown across the room, furniture moved on its own, and Betsy, poor Betsy, was slapped, pinched, and even beaten by unseen hands. The Bell Witch wasn't just a mindless poltergeist, it spoke. In a rhapsody, in human voice, it would insult the family, recite scripture, and even sing hymns. It's said that the spirit's voice was heard by visitors who left terrified by the malevolent presence. The legend became so famous that even Andrew Jackson, who would later become the President of the United States, reportedly visited the Bell farm. He and his entourage were said to have experienced the witch's wrath firsthand. Their horses refused to move, and Jackson himself allegedly claimed, "I'd rather face the entire British army than spend another night with the Bell Witch." In 1820, John Bell fell mysteriously ill. The witch took credit for his demise, and after his death, a vial of strange liquid was found near his bed. When a drop was given to the family cat, it died instantly. The Bell Witch laughed, proclaiming she had finally claimed her victim. To this day, the Bell Witch Cave remains a site of fear and fascination. Visitors report hearing whispers, seeing shadowy figures, and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread. The legend of the Bell Witch has never faded, leaving us to wonder, is she still watching? Our next tale takes us deep into the frozen wilderness of the northern United States and Canada, where the Wendigo prowls. This creature, born of desperation and human greed, is a harbinger of unspeakable horrors. The Wendigo legend is deeply rooted in Algonquin-speaking tribes, who warn of this spirit's connection to winter's harshness and humanity's darker nature. The Wendigo, they say, begins as a human soul consumed by greed, selfishness, or the ultimate taboo, cannibalism. Transformed by these sins, it becomes a skeletal, gaunt creature with icy eyes that pierce the soul. According to legend, the Wendigo is cursed to roam the wilderness, forever starving but never satisfied. It's not just the eater of flesh, but a hunter of souls, preying on those who stray too far from the safety of their community. The creature's approach brings a bone-chilling wind, and its howl is said to paralyze victims with dread. Stories of the Wendigo have been passed down for generations, often as cautionary tales. The creature is a warning: do not succumb to greed and never abandon your humanity, even in the face of starvation. It's said that the Wendigo's icy breath can infect others, spreading its curse like a plague. In 1878, the Wendigo's legend took a sinister turn into documented history. Swift Runner, a Cree man, was stranded with his family during a brutal winter. Despite being near a Hudson's Bay trading post, he murdered and consumed his wife and children. When captured, he claimed he had been possessed by the Wendigo. The elders believed Swift Runner had fallen victim to Wendigo psychosis, a condition where a person is overcome by an insatiable urge for human flesh. Whether he was truly possessed or driven mad by isolation, his story became one of the most chilling examples of the Wendigo's curse. The Wendigo is said to mimic human voices, calling out for help to lure its victims deeper into the woods. Those who hear its call are rarely seen again. Hunters and hikers still report eerie sightings and unsettling noises, claiming the creature remains in the shadows, waiting. The Wendigo is more than a monster. It is a reflection of humanity's darkest fears and deepest sins. The question remains, is the Wendigo a spirit of the wilderness, or does it dwell within us all? These stories remind us of the thin veil between reality and the supernatural, the living and the dead. The Bell Witch and the Wendigo are more than legends. They're warnings of what happens when we face the unknown and ourselves. So next time you're alone in the dark, remember, some nightmares don't end when you wake up. If you enjoyed this dive into the supernatural, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Wandering and Wandering for more chilling tales and haunting stories.